Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about Storrev, Devkarin Lich. This is deck number 427, and this one will be, like I said it in the last one, Massacre Girl. There's a lot of similar space that they're playing in. 4 mana, 5/4 trample, which is not bad. I mean, it has 3 very relevant creature types, zombie, elf, wizard. We could have gone a bunch of different ways with this. But now, when Storrev deals combat damage to a player or a walker, return to your hand target creature or walker in your yard that wasn't put there this combat. So it can die earlier in the turn, but it just can't die during combat. So, or any other turn. So I feel like I have got a really, I haven't played this one yet, a really good start on it. And I think I'm probably maybe 4 or 5 cards away from just busting it wide open, but I can't, for the life of me, wrap my mind around it. So let me show you what we got. First, we're going to do the ramp, and because we are black and green, we've got like all the forms of ramp. We have spell ramp, and like rampant growth, harrow, dark ritual, and songs of the damned, because we're going to have a ton of creatures in the graveyard, right? Or at least that's the plan. We've got the artifacts, the Bulgari, the locket, the cluestone, and the signet. Then we've got creatures, of course. The Llanowar, the Mystic, Paradise Druid. Man, I love that art. Utopia Tree, because it gives us either color, right? The Blight Soil Druid. Ooh, almost messed up there, didn't I? It does kind of hurt you, but hey. It's another, and the Leyline Prowler. I kind of like the Death Touch and the Lifelink. 2/3 for 3 body, and it birds. So next, that's going to lead us straight into our card draw. Of course, we're playing green, so we got to have the Harmonize, and I love to be able to do this. It being black and green side by side. 4 mana, draw 3 cards. But black gets 4 mana, draw 3 cards, and you lose 3 life. So that's kind of a big deal. Sign of Blood, and then I figured Infernal Tribute would be good, kind of permanent card draw, because we want our creatures to die. Quite frankly, we do. So that way we can sack him to draw a card. If Storrev connects, he can bring back whatever we want. Like, imagine the Slum Reaper quartet or trio. You know what I'm talking about. The Slum Reaper, the Merciless Executioner, the Fleshbag Marauder, and I think I got one more in here if I'm not mistaken. No, actually I don't. But causing everybody to sacrifice something, and then you're going to get yours back, because that's just how awesome it is. I have a lot of other 1/8/7 creatures. Of course, we're playing Rex Sage. This is kind of a dubious choice, I know. The Thrashing Brontodon here, because but there again, we get to sacrifice. We choose when to sacrifice it, so we sack it at will to essentially naturalize, just in case we don't need this 3/4 body anymore. We have got Acidic Slime, comes in, does its thing. Now, Twisted Abomination I really like, because this, we can swamp cycle it, and then get it back if we're hurting for land and need the swamps. Stuff like Caustic Caterpillar, sacking it. Loyal Subordinate. If you control your commander, each opponent loses 3 life. So this is not... There are some in here that are just creatures, because we need something to sacrifice. But 3/1 minutes for 3, it's not nothing. The Fine Broker. A return target permanent card from your graveyard to hand. This was just a natural fit, obviously. The Vindictive Vampire. Another one of your creatures dies. It deals the aristocrat damage. The Rhizome. Enters a battlefield with number 1/1 counters on it equal the number of creatures in your yard. So this is hopefully your late game. This is possibly a win con right here. But now keep in mind, in order to get Storrev's ability to go off, we do have to connect with him. So that's 5 commander damage. So that's a real thing. The Poison Tip Archer. Other creature dies, each opponent loses 1. So that's awesome. And running Azoni for each creature card in your yard. So here, in this deck, he brings the army with him. A Finality. Hey, I like being the only one with Death Touch. Mortician Beetles, just a good sack outlet. Massacre Girl, she makes an appearance in this deck as well. She's just so good. More times than not, she's just a 5-mana board wipe that she's left at the end. Lotleth Troll. Not bad. You can discard the creature card, which effectively is still the same thing, right? It's a creature going to the graveyard to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Night Incarnate. 3/4 Death Touch. And when it dies, -3 to the board is not nothing. Now, Flesh Writher. I should have me a count. I'll admit, I should have a count of 4 drops in the deck, but I'll be honest with you, I don't. I love Transfigure. I think it's an awesome mechanic. But that's exactly what this is. It tutors up your other 4 drops. And it puts itself into the graveyard. Now, the Ovilus Spyder. It's 1/1 or -1/1 counters. Not exactly the best, but it was my colors, had reach. Dugtabi Orangutan. Galissa, because why not? We're in the colors. It's First Strike Death Touch. You're getting artifacts back in case you're doing some whatever card drawing shenanigans with your locket, or you're getting back like somebody's Turmoil's Crypt. Maybe they have already destroyed your Whisper Silk Cloak, because Azani's got to get in there. So, but Zulaport Cutthroat, a nice one, and this may be where I think my creature suite is probably where I could upgrade at. I've got a Vampire Nighthawk just because it's, to be honest with you, it's a Vampire Nighthawk. Vraska is our only walker. And Vraska was kind of the reason for the archetype of Finality. Giving your entire team Death Touch. Getting +1/+1 counter, so that's pretty sweet. And, hey, if you have her and your Whisper Silk Cloak, you might could get you a Planeswalker killer. Now let's look at our removal. Of course, we are in the removal colors, we've got Back to Nature to take care of all the enchantments. We have Creep and Corrosion to take care of all the artifacts. To Return to Nature, spot removal. Replace Naturalize forever, obviously. Price of Betrayal. I really, really like this card. I've talked about it before. It just kills a lot of stuff. But doesn't it make you sad it doesn't say land? Because that would have been way too good. Last Finale. Insult to Injury here. Then, of course, Casualties of War, Putrefy, Death Sprout, and Gaze of Granite. Before I get to the good stuff here, let's look through our Bulgari Lands. Now, I'm pretty much just running the lands I've got, obviously. The Foul Orchard, Guildgate, Hollow, and Rot Farm. We're going to run the Promenade and the Plaza because I don't have those expensive lands, Terramorphic, Barren Moor, a good cycling land. Pine Barrens. I've just had these chilling in the binder since Tempest. And I guess I just remembered that they did enemy color pain lands. Now they do come to play tapped, which is, terror bad. But they do exist, and I do have them, so I'm going to use them. Rogue's Passage and the Grim Backwoods to get that, more creatures into the yard and help out with the draw. Now, the tutor, Treasured Find, I don't know. Treasured Find may be replaced by Regrowth because Regrowth is in Modern Horizons, and I think I ordered a whole bunch of them. But Regrowth doesn't exile itself, and it's a generic and a green. And, Golgari Germination. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you get a token. So this could make some potential saplings right here. Shadows of the Past. Whenever a creature dies, scry 1. And then, as long as you've got 4 creatures, you turn on that last ability and you can get there. Now, this is where the possibilities come into play at. I put the 4 cards in there. Entomb, Buried Alive. Of course, y'all saw the Dark Ritual. Life or Death, of course. Here, we can actually cast both halves, but we're mainly focused on the death, obviously, and then Exhume. So that right there, it does have the potential. You do have the potential to turn 1 Swamp, Dark Ritual, Entomb, Exhume. And that would get... But we don't really have an amazing, huge creature to do that with. So, I don't know. It could very easily be turned into a Reanimator type shell. There again, I just don't know if that's the route I wanted to go. But I had those 4 cards, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put them in there because odds are we're having a ton of cards in the graveyard anyway. So let's see if we can have a little fun with it. Well, that is actually all I've got. That one went pretty quick, didn't it? Of course, I blew through a lot of those because a lot of those cards were pretty much the same card. Like I said, I think this is a good jumping off point. You could dump some dollar bills into the deck and get it really, really good. But, zombie, elf, wizard, that's pretty big. But I think that is all for now. I do appreciate y'all watching, and if you've watched this long, and feel free to like, subscribe, and if you want to help out the cause, head on over to patreon.com/Cure for the Common Game. I am no longer on Facebook, but you can find me on Twitter. You can find me right here on YouTube. But this is where I try to answer as many comments as possible. Replies, comments, I do. It's just something I feel that I need to do. But anyway, I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But I think right now we are going to shuffle and cut